it was after I implemented this profit and loss spreadsheet that I started taking profit home for my business. I will show you how I do it. And if you want to implement it in your business, you can download this spreadsheet and all the resources related from the link in the description. This is video number 3 of a series covering how to import data from Amazon to QuickBooks and eventually to this easy to read profit and loss spreadsheet. In the previous 2 videos, we have seen in video number 1 how to get Amazon sales data into QuickBooks. In video number 2, we covered cost of goods, what it is, and how to get that information from Amazon to QuickBooks. In this video, we'll see how to get data from QuickBooks, from the profit and loss statement in QuickBooks, into this format. Before using this spreadsheet, I was using other tools like Board, which is actually a pretty good tool, but they don't do what I actually need to know how my business is doing. So for example, on Board, you see January, which we can compare with my sheet. First of all, the numbers are different and you cannot use these ones to file taxes. They will not match the Amazon tax document that gets produced at the end of the year. Second, the gross profit is not $1,200, but it is $900 something. Why? Because it doesn't have cost of goods. It's zero. Yes, you can input cost of goods in Seller Board, but then what else is missing? Seller Board doesn't tell me how each of my product is doing. They can give me an overall view of my business, but they cannot break it down by product. It's nowhere to be found on this page. Instead, here, I can see, yes, my overall business. Let me zoom a little bit. My overall business, but also how each product is contributing. So I know this is my skateboard sales and this is how much it's making. This is my skateboard lights. This is how much they are making. What's the cost associated to those and what's the gross profit associated to those that leads to those $900. This is different, and this is actually what I need, and I think also what you need to run your business in a way that allows you to take profit home at the end of every single month. The other option, which is already a better option in my opinion, is to use only QuickBooks. QuickBooks as a profit and loss report, which is actually matching your bank transactions, so you actually know what's the end number at the end of the month. But what is the difference over here? Well, first of all, I have multiple lines of businesses running through my company. I know that this is not necessarily advised, but like I prefer to branch out into its own single company only once a business hits a relevant amount of sales, let's say 7 figures a year. So this is not happening for me yet. That's why I have my business broken down. Like I have a software income from some software I develop, and I have some Amazon income from 2 different brands that I operate. None of them is big enough to become its own company, so they're all together here. So first problem with QuickBooks is that you will have everything merged and it will be hard for you to, see only what you want to see and assess one line of business at a time. You can do it, but it's more complicated. Second problem with QuickBooks is that each profit and loss statement has basically 2 modes that you can toggle over here. There is a collapse mode, which is this one, where you can see the high level numbers of your business. But again, it doesn't split by business lines. You will say, cost of goods, you can see the cost of goods of my brand Eggboards. Third Wheel is my other brand. I can see the cost of goods for this. But especially in my case, this is really not what I need. If you toggle to the expanded view, then you can see individual items for each one of your business. And yes, you can manually, close them if you want to have a better view. But like they're very hard to read because they become so many, and you need this many because this goes to your accountant, which uses it to file taxes. So you need this many numbers, this many different entries. You need them also to split by product and understand how much each product is doing, but it doesn't make it really easy to read, does it? Look how long it is. This is impossible. So this is what I do. I download the QuickBooks profit and loss report in the expanded form into an Excel file. I copy everything inside it, and then I go to my spreadsheet. This is empty. You can see that here Eggboards has no data, and I paste it here. Once I pasted it, everything gets updated, and we can start looking at the insights and how my business is actually doing, at least for the month of January. You can do the same thing for the whole year of 2024. We can do it in another video if you guys want, But this is to show you how quickly you can actually get a pulse of how the overall business is going and each individual product, how they are contributing to your business success and how much profit at the end of the month you take home. Once everything is imported, we can go look at the main things. I'll show you what I generally check. First, I see how my products are contributing to the income overall of my business for Eggboards, for this specific brand. And I can see that my boards, mini longboards over here, make about 74%. Actually, let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. There you go. Hope you can see it better. Make 74% of my total income, while the lights make only 26%. That's fine. Then if we scroll down to the cost of goods, we see that there is a difference. Like my boards have a pretty healthy situation. They have 30% cost of goods, which is not amazing, but it's okay. They have only 12% in FBA fees, the fees that Amazon FBA charges for delivering your product to the final customer. And they get to a final gross profit of about 44%. This is okay. I aim for 50% in general, so this would need to either increase the price of my boards or get a better deal for lowering the cost of goods. There's different things that I can do, but this is the situation of my skateboards, who that make 74% of my business. My lights, on the other end, they make only 26% of my business, luckily, because the situation is much less interesting. Their cost of goods is 36% instead of 30. The FBA fees are also 35%, which takes their overall gross profit to 15%, which is basically a third of what I bring home every time I sell a board. So I sell a board, I bring home an amount, I sell one skateboard light, and I take home a third of that amount from the price I sold them for. This takes the overall gross profit for the month of January to 36%, which is, again, not amazing because I aim for something more close to 50% for gross profit. And in this case, my boards are getting there, but my lights are not. Another way that you can see it actually more quickly is by this breakdown over here that I have on this chart. So product one and product two these are my skateboards and these are my skateboard lights. You can see how this makes the 100% of the income. Like you can see what's the bigger cost that reduces my gross profit. In this case, it's cost of goods. For the lights, you can see that both cost of goods and FBA fees are really weighting on the gross profit left, which is only 15%, which makes me think that I probably need to increase the price of my skateboard lights, which I'm actually doing for the month of February, and we'll see how this goes in my next review. Another thing I wanted to point out, and I'll zoom again, is that if you go down below the gross profit, you have all the things that you do not get from tools like Sellerboard, business licenses, insurance expenses, other softwares that you're using for this business specifically. All these things like Sellerboard costs would go here, but it will not show in your profit and loss on Sellerboards, nor you can send it to your accountant to file taxes. So at the end, this is what you need to have an overall view of your business and understand if you're actually making money or not. In this case, I'm making a little money. $120 is 5%. But it's a growing business and it's a slow season right now. So it's like January is probably the slowest month of the year. I'm not concerned in this regard. Another important thing is also this, like Amazon advertising, that includes all the advertising expenses. This is the tacos. This is the real tacos. This is the cost of advertising on your total income. So you can match this with your tacos report. It's not going to match exactly because this one also has inside, all this gift wrap credit, gift card refund, like these are all these items that for tax purposes you need. And secondly, they actually make the real income that you made. But you can match this with your tacos report and make sure that you are within the goals of advertising spend that you set for yourself. In my case, it's below 15%. So in January, we did it. We spent less than what we wanted on advertising. To recap, we have seen how to import Amazon sales data from Amazon to QuickBooks. We have done the same thing for the cost of goods of the products you sold on Amazon. And then we exported QuickBooks profit and loss statement into a more readable and actionable format in this spreadsheet over here. As usual, all the resources that you have seen in this 3-part videos, all the spreadsheets that I use, the chart of accounts for QuickBooks, the QuickBooks templates to import stuff into QuickBooks, those are all available for download for free, and you can get them from the link in the description.